Okay, so I was a moron and forgot that this side that I just put the chat on is the right side. Um, so I may need to go back to elementary school at some point, but let us continue with the fun of Mountain Blade Warband using the Florist mod. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival sovereignties battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. It is in this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. So let's continue. Okay, so, let's make our father a veteran and noble warrior, who apparently sucks ass at giving me gold. An acolyte, maybe? No, I don't want to be an acolyte. Street urchin. No? Well, maybe. I mean, there's that power strike there. Yeah, let's become a street urchin. You know, Dad didn't give us a lot of money. Mom often dipped it into the booze, so very terrible times ahead for our poor kid. Let's see. Later, I became a Bravo, whatever the fuck that is. The fuck's a Bravo? Maybe a gladiator? Gladiator sounds much better. And I sought adventure for the loss of my father. So, let's read our biography over to the side here. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was a veteran warrior. As a child, your family scrabbled at a meager living from your father's wages as a guardsman to the local lord. It was not an easy existence, and you were too poor to get much of an education. You learned mainly how to defend yourself on the streets, with or without a weapon in hand. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as a street urchin. As a boy, growing out of childhood, you took to the streets doing whatever you must to survive. Begging, thieving, and working for gangs to earn your bread, you lived from day to day in this violent world, always one step ahead of the law and those who wished you ill. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You became a gladiator. Oh, that's type. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man and the whole world seemed to change around you. You earned applause and dinars and brutal contestants against men and beasts and grew to crave both rewards. Drunk on the bloodlust of the cheering crowd, you learned to tease the opponent and draw out your fight before eventually seizing victory with savage flair. Your agile moves and flamboyant presence mark you as both a warrior and artist. But soon everything changed and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this decision was the loss of your father. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. All you can say is that you couldn't bear to stay, not with the memories of those you loved so close and so painful. Perhaps your new life will let you forget or honor the name that you can no longer bear to speak. As a common man, you may face some difficulties establishing yourself as an equal among Calradia's great lords. Let's see, troop tree. Let's go to native troops. Whoa, what was this? It changed everything. What did it? No, not really. It just scrolled us back to the top. And let us take our starting caravan out to the kingdom of the Nords. What does gather companions do? And fog of war. We're not going to do that. Done! No quitting without saving. We shall be named Grinsuf, for we are violent and hateful. Let's see. We need that strength. And that agility. And that intelligence. We need a lot of stuff. Alright, get that power strike. We got that weapon master nailed down. Let's see. Surgery is an important thing. Wound treatment is an important thing. I believe first aid is also important, and a lot of these are important. Kind of sucks, but that's just how it is. Let's go with athletics, because we need to be quick. Let's go with surgery. At least I think that is. Yeah, surgery. We're gonna go two-handed. And then crossbows. Alright. Yeah, he looks pretty alright, except for his doofus hair. Try to change his doofus hair. That looks much better. Okay, now let's change that color of yours. Let's make him a fiery redhead. Let's give him a beard. See what beards we have. The fuck are all these beards? There we go. You know what? That's. See what he looks like with the beard. Okay, that doesn't look too bad now. There we go. Now he looks like a true Nord, I guess. Age is young. Yeah, let's do that. You took passage with a trading longship, carrying gerfalcons from the farthest reaches of the north to be bartered for linen and wool. It sailed early in the season, but the master reckoned that the risks of drifting ice and later winter storms could be justified by arriving ahead of the sea raiders, who by April would be sailing forth from their island lairs to ravage Calradia's coasts. It was some relief when your ship came in sight of the delta of Veal and Bullock rivers, and a short while later rode past tidal flats and coastal marshes to the city of Sargoth, home to the sea raiders' distant kinsmen, the Nordic lords, who a few generations ago had carved themselves a kingdom in this rich but troubled land. Internet, you gonna be stable? Good, you better be stable. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn at Sargoth and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out into the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs on the back of your neck, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. I totally screwed that up, but oh well. He does not look very friendly. What the hell do I have? Is that a dagger? There. Cripe. Die! Oh wait, no. You're a good guy. Sir Molider Gold has expressed concern at us. Oh, you're alright. Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night, although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. Wonder who that bandit was hired from, or for. Gonna be stable there anytime soon, internet, or are we just gonna do the song and dance? Okay, okay, maybe you're gonna be stable now. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while checking the street, and then finally, convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Yet he's not speaking with me. Okay, guess I have to go and... Is it E or F? F, okay. Now, let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the frontiers. Few are meant to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of it. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these. Well, I suppose you were too, but you're a stranger here, and didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse, but he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either, and I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. I have no idea what accent I'm doing here, by the way. If anyone's offended, just post a thing in the comments or the chat. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade, and more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Calradia seeking your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party. Track down these bandits to the lair. Teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safely. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I'm interested, of course. You won't be able to do this by yourself, though. If you try and take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted. I'll warrant you're the first... I'll warrant, okay. I'm messing up. It's because of that. It's because of that apostrophe right there. You'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the villages around here, looking for a bit of work that's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay. So, take this purse of 100 denars. Consider it in advance on your reward. Go around to the villages and use the money to hire some help. I'll reckon that you need at least 5 men to take on these bandits. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from the villages. Good. You can find me again in the tavern here in Sargoth after you've got your group together. We'll speak about what we do next. And hello there, rifleman bro. Nothing much is up. How about you? We are using the Florist mod pack, which includes the Mercenary mod and a few other mods. And also the Game Freezing mod. Okay, fantastic. Oh, that's lovely! That's lovely. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. I'm already going to be screwed, and I'm not even that far into the game.